Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
I just got three things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your engine!
It's a racetrack no longer used here on the Cup schedule, but we're going to relive the magic of this 1.5-mile oval in Western Kentucky. Live tonight from Kentucky Motor Speedway, it's QSR Simulations Chase for the Cup in the Turn 1 Tsunamis 185. Welcome in, everyone. I'm your host, Bradley Cooper. All season long, been bringing you flag-to-flag coverage on V-Speed of QSR Simulations, and we've done about 5-6 different seasons for this league. They've been quite successful over the years and continuing to branch out. This next generation Cup car, though, has been, well, it's been a challenge. And we've had a variety of different racetracks to challenge these drivers as well, with Auto Club, Daytona, Atlanta, Pocono, Kansas, and now on to week number 6 of Kentucky Speedway. 124 laps here today at this racetrack. Track map up on the screen opened June 6, 2000. This track had a very short lifespan of about 15, 16 years. The Cup Series stopped coming to it. They continued on with the Xfinity and trucks for a little while longer, but completely unused as far as I know in the NASCAR schedule. Still used by some, but yeah, this racetrack still standing, should be revitalized. I think it's one of those tracks that deserve to have more time on the schedule in the Cup cars. Race analysis up on your screen, 124 laps, as said before, with 45-mile-per-hour pit road speed limit. Tire sets available here today, 5, with 100% fuel, 2 green-white checkers, and that stage lap coming at lap 37. That 100% fuel should carry these drivers all the way to that stage break. We'll have to wait and see how that all shakes out. Quick look at the points as Nicholas Caldwell takes over the lead. Alan Dobbs falls back to second, 12 points separating as Caldwell got his second win, adds himself to a list of two-time winners this season. Short-lived season so far. Plenty of racing left to be done all the way to May, where we go to the season finale. With that, though, it's time to go trackside and get the grid up on the screen. This driver needs no introduction. He's starting on the pole here tonight. Jesse Gordon with a 30.402. That's fast enough to start on the top spot. He'll start next to the number 50, Tristan Pena. Row number 1. Row number 2 goes to Wyatt Walker. Austin Thomas in the 4th position. 5th goes to Nicholas Caldwell, your points leader. Quentin Stewart, the QSR CEO, will start in 6th. 7th, Alan Dobbs, looking to redeem himself after last week. Early exit to that race. 8th position, Jason Blaney. And then rounding out your top 10, the number 14 winner in Indianapolis, CJ Gates. Galen Wunsch with a win last season. He'll start in 10. De Pasquale is going to start in 11th position. Stephen McGough in 12th. Then you have Mitchell Costner, John Walker, 13th and 14th. Reed Sanders and Josh Wren, 15th and 16th. Can't wait to see what Josh Wren has cooked up on her driver cam. Christian Rodrigo and Brent Allen, 17th and 18th. 19th, David Killow and Michael O'Neill. 6 more cars to talk about here as we come around turns 3 and 4. Wesley Janetti and Randy Saleh, 21st, 22nd. 23rd going to Ryan Philbrick with Ethan Wisnowski electing not to take a time. And 2 more cars on the grid with Austin Dowdy in the 8 and Nathan Line in the number 38. So here we go for week number 6, the Next Gen Series at Kentucky Speedway. QSR Simulations Chase for the Cup. Green flag is out, and we're underway. And Alan Dobbs goes around in the background, sideways down the backstretch, in the 11 of Nicholas Caldwell. Alan Dobbs, CJ Gates also involved in this. Not exactly sure where it starts. It's coming off of turn 2, but I don't know who exactly is the culprit. We'll back this up and watch the exit of turn 2 with CJ Gates. I'm going to venture to say it was the 11 of Caldwell that got loose here. Maybe some contact with a teammate. 54 of Dobbs gets into the left rear, sends him sideways, and everyone fans out. But CJ Gates not so lucky. Came back up on the racing surface, and it looks like Ethan Wisnowski and a throwback hybrid. Looks like a Larson / Jeff Gordon. That's a beautiful scheme. We're going to go back and look at this on board, though. Nowhere to go here for Wisnowski. Minimal damage here. These composite bodies can take quite a beating, but no fast repairs here tonight. And Wisnowski will have to come down pit road and get that damage repaired. So yeah, pit stop here by Josh Wren, and we're going to go ahead and just show it to you now. He's in the Pacific Ocean, the coral reef somewhere near Australia tonight. Even has the coral reefs ahead of the wheel there. It's starting to grow on the turbo on top of that wheel. Always exciting here to get a look at Josh Wren's driver camera with the green screen. Oh, we're cycling. We got some clownfish in the background. It's got everything. Jesse Gordon will remain your leader here as we go back to the live shot. Still cycling through pit stops, and number 10 of Jesse Gordon. Kind of a Batman-themed machine. Gonna hold on to the lead. I'm not exactly sure. It looks like Batman and back and forth. I'm not exactly sure what that logo is. I'll have to get some better camera angles of that car. Yes, that is definitely a Batman logo. The lights should go out on the pace car this time by. Very many positions gained through that, but 10 spots for Austin Dowdy as he stayed out. He'd be the last car to stay out here. Wesley Giannetti and a few others electing to come down pit road and top off with fuel, trying to play that fuel strategy for the flip side of the stage at lap 37. You've seen it time and time again here on V-Speed. Drivers come in, top off. They stay out after the stage. They have the lead. But if we get a long green flag run here, these tires definitely will be worn out. Could find yourself falling through the field if you elect to do this strategy. So caution number 1 comes out with teammates. 54 gets into the back of the 11, causes a chain reaction off of turn 2. Let's see if we can get them underway and under green this time around. Pace car off. Jesse Gordon will lead them into turn 1. Let's ride on board with the number 10 and see what kind of restart he can get here through the tri-oval. Green flag back underway at Kentucky. Great jump here for the number 10 as they go into turn 1. And a little bit of contact here between Caldwell and the 06 of Ryan Philbrick, but they make it through turn 2. 3 wide going into 3. Philbrick on the high side. Almost 4 wide with Dowdy in the middle. Saleh on the bottom. And the 19 high line. They'll stay 3 wide through the tri-oval, looking 4 wide. 06 of Philbrick moves up in front of the 19, and Josh Wren on board with the 19. In the VR setup, down the backstretch. He's lost 4 spots, down 16 though for Nicholas Caldwell. Is the biggest loss there during that first caution of the night. As we ride around here with the 19 again on that driver camera, Stingray in the background. He's going to have to be careful. This is a turn 1 tsunami race. Being underwater, maybe not the best idea. Meanwhile, Wyatt Walker has taken over the point from the 10 car, and here comes Tristan Pena to take away the lead. Off of turn 4, side by side, 85 holds on to it. Highline prevails. Pena cuts the tri-oval. 0.05 of a second across the line for the 50 car. On board with the 50. He'll take over the top spot out of 1 and 2. Tristan Pena has Kentucky figured out so far. He'll take over the lead. You see QSR CEO Quentin Stewart moving to the inside for the 3rd position, trying to get a top 3. The 99 car has had a rough go at it this season. He's had good qualifying efforts. He's had great runs through the race, but hasn't been able to seal the deal this season on board with the 99. Trying to get around Jesse Gordon. A downshift here. Oh, contact there. Stewart able to clear that. Goes into turn 1. 35 looks to the inside of Jesse Gordon. Your pole sitter falling through this field. Maybe backing it up a little bit to save tires. Could be overdriving it. We don't know. 10 laps in. Pena coming by to lead another lap and a new paint scheme on that machine. Don't think I have to tell you where it came from, but beautiful looking car, and I'm glad the way it turned out as he leads this race, getting it some TV time. He'll lead 3 laps thus far, 2/10 ahead of Wyatt Walker. Quentin Stewart up to 3rd, 3 positions gained for the 99, down 4, actually down 3 for Jesse Gordon. Austin Thomas on the move. He's had success here lately with a great finish at Pocono, and the caution is out. Not sure where this came from. It looks like the 74 stuck in the wall here. And an equipment malfunction for the 74 car. He tries to lock it down, can't get the car stopped down on the bottom of the racetrack as his wheel is disconnected. He is not able to shift gears, and I don't know who that was. I think it was the 54. Yeah, that was a close one. You can see down there on the apron. That car just stranded as he loses all wheel connection. 54 is going to get the wave by this time around. Lucky pass position for the 54. A smart drive here. He gets up to the side of the pace car. He'll get that 1 to go here. Actually 2 to go signal, and he'll go by for that wave around. Jason Blaney will be the last car a lap down in the 22. Well, we still have some time to pace around here at Kentucky Speedway. So with that, we're going to take a quick commercial break. The Turn 1 Tsunamis, 185, I believe. Might be the 165. I'm going to have to look that up again. But appreciate you guys coming out and watching here thus far for QSR Simulations Chase for the Cup Next Gen Series. Back here live from Kentucky. These drivers set to go back green on lap 15. Kristen Pena is still your leader with the 85 of Wyatt Walker, Quentin Stewart in the 99, the 10 of Jesse Gordon, your pole sitter, and the 35 of Austin Thomas, your top 5 here today. Johnny DePasquale has moved up 5 spots to the 6th position. He is just on the edge of this top 5. He's been driving quite well here as of late. Started back in 11th and on the move. Beautiful anodized blue on that machine as we get set to go back green. So here we go from Kentucky. Let's see if Kristen Pena can get a good launch on this restart. Into the Turn 1 Tsunamis restart zone we go, 3rd time today. Coming up halfway on the stage break. Green flag, and we're back underway at Kentucky. 85 of Walker's going to look to the inside through 3 and 4 on the high line here for the 10 of Jesse Gordon. I think he was saving tires through this first stint. Now he's going to turn on the jets and try to take that lead away. But he has to get clear of Quentin Stewart, the 99, down on the inside still through the tri-oval. He'll dive deep to the inside through 1 and 2. On the angle here, out of the corner, the 99 clears. The 10 comes down in front of the 35, almost some contact there. And now Gordon's going to take him 3 wide offset. Clean air on the nose for the 35. He'll test the grip up high. Di Pasquale starting to peak at this top 5. Has, I believe, Galen Wunsch looking low here through 1 and 2. Side-by-side continues for the 3rd spot. Jesse Gordon still trying to get by Quentin Stewart, and that is allowing Tristan Pena and Wyatt Walker to pull away from this pack. Stewart defends well, holds on to 3rd, lap 18. Off the back end of Tristan Pena, looking back at Wyatt Walker, trying to take away this lead. Nicholas Caldwell trying to work his way back up after that early caution, and the 11 car is now up to the 17th position, but still a long way to go. 12 spots to get back to where he started this race. Meanwhile, you've got Steve Magot side by side with the 4 of Reed Sanders. This is through turns 3 and 4 for the 10th spot. Still not clear here for the 20 machine in the background. 4 car falls back, and David Killow is going to take over on 11th position. Trying to get these stage points. These drivers need to gain 1 more spot, and they know it as we ride on board with the 20. Good momentum out of turn 2. Can he carry it through 3 and 4? It's single file through the top 10. Car in the wall, though, just in front. That was Galen Wunsch who made a mistake out of turn 4 that'll allow the 83 of Magot to get to the inside in 1 and 2. He'll clear. Continuing to lead here for Tristan Pena. 1/10 separates him and Wyatt Walker in the 85 car. But it's a full second back here as Austin Thomas looks for 3rd position. 35 car side by side with Quentin Stewart down the backstretch. Remember that lap 37 is the stage here. And everybody clawing their way into the top 10. You can see here between Galen Wunsch, Killow, and the 20. It's the top 10 positions that we're after here. These are points-paying spots. 199 of Wunsch almost gets clear coming out of 2. They're side-by-side from 10th all the way back to 15th. 3 wide in the middle. Josh Wren looks there. Nothing happening. Christian Reckriegel off the back end. Reckriegel trying to play defense. He's in the 12th position. He cuts the nose off of the 19. Josh Wren has to check up. Here comes the 11 of Caldwell, your points leader. Inside of the 13 of Brent Allen, who's worked his way up. just to the edge of this top 10. Pena has company, still on the back bumper here for your lead. The battle continues. It was below 1/10 of a second there down the backstretch. It looks like Wyatt Walker's a little bit faster through turns 1 and 2, and we still have about 13 or 12 laps to go in this stage. Pena's gonna have to hold on. He drives out of turn 2. Decent enough exit. Could use a little bit more runoff. You can see the 85 using that high line to his advantage. On board now with the 85 of Walker. We'll watch here through 1 and 2. He gets a lot closer to the wall. Show you how close he gets to that wall right here. Sets his sights on the lead. 10 laps to go in stage number 1 from Kentucky. Meanwhile, in the background, we're still side by side for this 10th spot. Ruck Regal into the top 10, and Di Pasquale has a brief moment there with connection. He was on the outside of the 92. Mitchell Costner on the move, and Ryan Philbrick also on the move. 06 up 17 spots. Quite the amount of movement here in this top 10, and now it's starting to migrate towards the top 5. The 10 got back around. Jesse Gordon gets by Quentin Stewart, looking off the back end of the 99. A little bit of contact here between the 92 of Costner and the 42 of Di Pasquale. Di Pasquale gets a really good run out of 4. The 06 of Philbrick going to peek his nose into the middle here through 1 and 2. I've said it before, but just a beautiful paint job on that 06. Level of detail you might miss out on the racetrack. We got it here on V-Speed, and we've got 3 wide almost coming through the tri-oval. It is 3 wide. 92 of Costner, the 33, the 06. There it is into the wall, and we'll go 3 wide into 1. Regal down low. He gets by the 06. The 11 of Caldwell trying to follow suit. He can't. The door's closed. This is all for the 10th spot. 5th through 13th position. Brent Allen here on the tail end of this. High line here for the 13. Trying to figure out a way around these drivers. 3 wide in front of him. Caldwell to the outside. Contact. 06 moves up the 33. We're going to continue 3 wide with a stab on the throttle. Brent Allen stabs the gas, gets to the inside. He'll get up to 11th out of this, but they'll stay 3 wide through 3 and 4. Amazing racing going on back here for 10th. And the 11 of Caldwell has clawed his way almost back to where he started this race. He is 3 down from that top 5. 8th position right now. And still on the move. He has 4 laps left to do it to get back to where he started. What a drive here for Nicholas Caldwell, showing why he's your points leader in this next gen series. He's going to look low on the 92 of Costner, all over the back bumper of Di Pasquale. On board now with the 11. The wiggle there from the 42, and he looked inside of Quentin Stewart. We talked about the tire save earlier from the 10. He backed up his corners. He was saving heavy. Now has defense on the outside from Tristan Pena trying to win this stage. 35, Tristan Pena, Jesse Gordon, your pole sitter, side by side into turn 1. Pena has led 27 laps, but it doesn't look like he's going to be able to lead the last one. It tries a crossover out of 2, nothing there. Side by side with Wyatt Walker and Austin Thomas for 3rd position. 2 laps to go for the stage break. Caldwell with contact. DePasquale gets into the back left of the 11 car. Nicholas Caldwell 1 down from where he began this race, looking to gain 2. He'll dive to the inside, try to go low. Pushes Quentin Stewart. Almost 3 wide. They are 3 wide. White flag in the air. One more time for stage number 1. 4 wide across the trioval. Philbrick in the middle. They squeeze, they pinch. Philbrick into the outside wall. And that's going to do it for stage number 1. Jesse Gordon is going to get your stage. Points scored by Gordon, Pena, Thomas, Stewart, Caldwell. That top 5, Walker, Allen, Costner, DePasquale, and Wunsch. The 06 was in a position to get the stage. We'll have to go back on our V-Speed instant replay and find out what happened here. Let's find the 06 of Ryan Philbrick and back this up as far as we can. Our V-Speed instant replay. Here's the 4 wide across the trioval. And it looks like just a pinch and a squeeze up here from DePasquale into the 20. David Kilo, nowhere to go. Will ride on board with the 20 car. Some of that for Brent Allen. He got 3 spots right there with that 4 wide, but unfortunately the pinch up the racetrack for the 06. And we have contact here just before the stage break. Jesse Gordon electing to stay out this time. Tristan Pena will come down pit road. Leads of the entire group. 30 plus cars down pit road, 20 plus cars. 25, I think, still on the racetrack as Wesley Giannetti, with that equipment malfunction, has taken an early exit here today. Down and away for Pena. Austin Dowdy stays out as well. And Jesse Gordon will be the command car for this restart. Also have the 5 trying to get a lap back. I believe that's Ethan Wisnowski, 2 laps down here. While we have a moment, we're going to look around, try to find a driver that we can bring up into the broadcast booth. And I'm looking here for Brent Allen, not finding him. Going to try to get his opinion there on the drive to the top 10. 13 car did a fantastic job. So look back here, he'll restart in the 10th position. But scoring, I believe, 7th or 6th place points for stage number 1. 10 car must have missed the cue there. He comes down pit road. This will give the lead over to Austin Dowdy. So how about that for the number 8 car? He'll start on the inside here for this next restart. Laps will be complete for The first stage of this race will go back green on lap 41, doubled back up. Stage number 2 about to be underway at Kentucky. Week number 6, the Turn 1 Tsunamis 185. Here for QSR Simulations, chase for the Cup. Dowdy, Pena, Thomas, Stewart, Caldwell, the top 5. And the drive here from Nicholas Caldwell back to the front. Fantastic racing here for the 11 car. And Dowdy save enough. 27 laps on these tires, 24 positions gained, and the 8 car will be the command machine into the Turn 1 Tsunamis restart zone with a Turn 1 Tsunamis race car at a Turn 1 Tsunamis sponsored event. Green flag back underway. Stage 2 from Kentucky. And off of turn 4, Tristan Pena wastes no time. He takes back the lead. He's led the most here today. And another one here for 28 laps led on lap 42. Definitely has the short run speed in that number 50 machine, but he needs to look out because Nicholas Caldwell is on the move. Looking at the top 3. Contact here with the 11 and the 99 though. Caldwell slides up the racetrack a little bit. He'll slide up again here out of 4. Holds on to it. Fantastic job. 3 wide coming out of 3 and 4 though. Quentin Stewart stuck in the middle. Dowdy to the outside. He Pasquale backs it down. Thinks better of it here. Just trying to clear the 8 car who trims the wall going into turn 1. And Dowdy falling fast. Those older tires not paying off. Pena pulls out half a second to lead another lap on lap 44 from Kentucky. So far, so good for the 50 machine. Your stage winner in the number 10. He's down pit road. A problem here for Jesse Gordon, out of the race after winning stage 1. Nicholas Caldwell gets by on the outside of the 35. He'll clear coming out of turn 4. And Nicholas Caldwell is now up to second position. It's back to where he drew it up to start this race. I'm sure he wanted to be here a lot sooner and get stage points. And the caution is out. Looks like CJ Gates may be involved in another one here. Wyatt Walker into the outside wall. He goes sideways, and somehow that's the only car involved in this. So it starts a little bit further ahead of CJ Gates. He's just driving down to the bottom to try to avoid it. Let's watch here. It's Austin Dowdy across the nose, the 85 into the outside wall. That's a heavy impact. We'll back this up a little bit further on the blimp camera. And the 85 comes up across the nose of Dowdy. That is exactly what I saw there with the 85 and Walker just coming up the racetrack. Maybe he was clear. And that'll bring out Our third caution of the day officially. It's actually our fourth caution. We did not hit that stage break. And Jesse Gordon, your stage winner, done for the day. Wyatt Walker with terminal damage. Looks like that engine has had enough. That'll put us back under yellow from Kentucky. Plenty of racing left to be done, though. You are watching QSR Case for the Cup. Next Generation Series, Turn 1 Tsunamis 185. Race number 6. More coverage continues on V-Speed right after this.
I just got 3 things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your engine!
Doubled back up here from Kentucky. Tristan Pena will be the command car, but he has Nicholas Caldwell, your points leader, to the outside. Caution there with the 85 of Wyatt Walker, the 8 of Austin Dowdy. We're about to go back underway from Kentucky Speedway. Turn 1 Tsunamis restart zone. Green flag is out. And here we go into turn 1. car of Pena looking really good here on these restarts. He pulls back out to 0.3 of a second on the 11 of Nicholas Caldwell. You've got side by side for the 3rd position and the 5th position. And Stewart trying to hold off Austin Thomas. Stewart has been a 3rd place car all night tonight. He's been defending that position quite a few times from different drivers. Lost it there on stage number 1. He'll defend again with almost some more contact, but he'll clear out of turn 4. Holds on to it. 3 wide here. Pasquale in the middle. Bunch on the bottom. Thomas on the outside. 42 pinches down on the 199. He'll clear the 35 car going into 2. And a great drive so far. Looking off the back of Quentin Stewart. This is back for the 4th position. Galen Wunsch, Deep Pasquale, Mitchell Costner. Nose to tail here for that 4th position. Then you have Christian Ruck-Regal under fire from CJ Gates. Remember, Gates picked up some damage, but still. And then we're at number 14, looking pretty good. Got a lot of that repaired and has a real opportunity at the top 10 here with a 33 in front of him. '06 of Philbrick, who paid the price with one of these cautions at the stage break. Didn't get those stage points that he wanted. Currently running back in the 14th spot. He was up plus 16 at one point, now up plus 9 as they'll look to the inside. And then you have Jason Blaney, who got back on the lead lap. He's recovering as well. A lot of drivers outside this top 10 in recovery mode. They've been trying to get back what they started with. We're looking 3 wide here out of 3 and 4. Jason Blaney backs out of it. .56 laps about to be completed, and Tristan Pena, his lead has dwindled down. Nicholas Caldwell and Quentin Stewart starting to fill that mirror up. Pena continues to hold on, but he's not using those exits quite like the 11 car. That's where you're getting those runs. You saw it earlier with Jesse Gordon. You saw it with the 85 and Wyatt Walker. Pena not comfortable running wide on these exits, and it's hurting his speed, scrubbing off a lot here. He'll have to use it this time around, and you can see a better run here. He clears the 11, holds on to the lead. He might choose the high line to try to defend this. The 11 goes higher. Half a lane up here for the 50 car. We'll look back off the rear. The 11 going to get a big run out of turn 4. And you're going to give him the inside. And he'll give him the outside here. Just shy of halfway through this race. A lot of side-by-side still outside the top 10. We also have some movement going here with Galen Wunsch and the 35 of Austin Thomas. This is for the 6th spot. Just behind that, you look off the back end, and the 4 of Reed Sanders looking for 8th. 22 is going to go by. Nathan Line. Actually, the 38 car. I apologize for that. Nathan Line up in the top 10. Currently scored in 8th position. Heavy battle from 6th back to 9th. Little bump draft down the backstretch. Early lift here into 3. Sanders look to the inside there briefly. And just still holds on to the lead. Well done here defending against the 11 car. All the way to the bottom here. He's not going to have a good run here out of 2. The 11 will get to his back bumper. Caldwell, a little bit better on the exits, but driving in that dirty air is going to burn up these tires. And if Pena can defend long enough, the 11 might have to concede the second spot. You know he wants to lead, but he might have to make this pass on pit road. He might have to get down and out of his stall quicker than the 50 car. It's been rather difficult thus far for him to get by. And the caution comes out. Problems back here with CJ Gates. He's around. Michael O'Neill also around. This will be coming out of turn 4 across the tri-oval. Wide here, out of turn 4. 84 up into the 19 of Wren. The 5 of Wisnowski also involved. Heavy damage to the left front. There's contact there between Wren and the 22 as well, just before that with Jason Blaney. That's what set the 19 back here. The 84 up the racetrack, and just looks like nowhere to go for some of these guys down low. They're just trying to get clear of it. And the 84 car kind of teased this off. We'll go back one more time and look at it from another angle. That'll bring everybody down pit road here at the halfway point. Pena leads them into the stalls. A couple cars stay out for waiver rounds. Pena hits the box perfectly. This is going to be a close battle, though, off of pit road. Left sides go up first on the 11 car. He'll be down and away before Tristan Pena. Going to be close here at the exit line. Pena holds on. The 11 of Caldwell in second. The tough break here for the 5 car. He's got damage. Probably not going to get the wave by. We'll have to wait and see if that's true or not. Usually with iRacing, if you get spun, you get any kind of damage, even though you might be the first car a lap down, it won't allow you past this field. Because of the caution coming out with the 5 car. Prevent drivers from purposely bringing out yellow flags and getting that wave by. iRacing will make sure to hold these cars. I don't think the 5's going to get it. Could be wrong. And I am. Doubling back up here on lap 67. We'll go back green at lap 68. Five cautions with 5 lead changes here today from Kentucky. Turn 1 Tsunamis 185. Race number 6. About to go back green. And a perfect opportunity. Find those volume knobs. That remote control. And crank it up here for this restart. Let's get extra loud here on V-Speed. For lap 68. of 124. Pace car is off. Let's crank it up. Presented by Walker's Ridge Plantation. In the back of the field here during our crank it up. Josh Wren involved. We're going to stay green. So be coming out of turn 2. CJ Gates gets another piece of it. The 10 back out on the racetrack of Jesse Gordon. Four of Reed Sanders gets touched by the 90 or 38. And somehow they stay green, but unfortunate here. So we'll go back to live shot. And it looks like problems here or somebody out on this racetrack that does bring out the yellow. We'll watch on through here on this restart. There's a contact with the 38, the 4 of Reed. Holds on to it. Carry back on. They stay green through this portion. And I think an admin yellow was thrown for this incident. Then yeah, Caldwell, Stewart, Thomas. This race starting to dwindle down to the end. We'll have just over 40 laps to go when we go back green. Doesn't look like anybody's electing to come down pit road this time by. Venture to say they'll stay out as they just came in for 4 fresh tires. 5 tire sets available here today. I believe these drivers have used 3 of them. We're going to double back up. Lights are going to go out on the pace car this time around. For Nicholas Caldwell, though, this is a solid recovery. He got back up into the top 5. Has a real shot here of finishing in the top 3. And Pena looking at possibly his first win of the season in the number 50 car. He's led the most laps here today. 57 out of the 71 that will be completed when we cross that stripe to go back green. Tightly doubled back up for this restart. There's over 50 laps to go. from Kentucky. Lap 72. Turn 1 Tsunami's restart zone back underway. The 11 of Caldwell a little bit early on that lane change. Not sure if they're going to call that one. Galen Wunsch to the inside of Mitchell Costner for the top 5. Trying to clear out of turn 2. Down the backstretch. Will stay clean and green. In the background, though, some dives to the inside. Wisnowski has the 22 to the bottom. A little bit of damage on the 5 car. Into the wall almost here out of 4. We get back up here, though, with Wunsch clearing Costner for 5th position. Quentin Stewart still defending a top 3 finish. Costner back to the inside of Wunsch. He wants 5th back. He'll get it. Steve Pasquale is going to look inside as well. On board with the 42. Tristan Pena played defense, held on to the lead. He has been the car to beat thus far at Kentucky Speedway. It's been tough to pass. Caldwell had an opportunity down pit road for that last stop. Did not get it. There was a couple hundredths of a second that separated these two out of the exit of pit road. You can see the 11 of Caldwell, though, backing up his corners a little bit here. And Tristan Pena might be worried. I'd be paying attention to that. Stewart catching up to the 11 car here. He is backing it up a little bit, trying to save some tires. 35 of Austin Thomas gets into the wall there. Ryan Philbrick back into the top 10. How about that for the 06? Starting at 23rd. He's back up 17 spots now. He's on the outside of Galen Wunsch, coming out of turn 2 down the backstretch. PRS Setups, PremierSetups.com. 06 of Philbrick drives by. 1 car gonna look at a top 5 now. Onto the outside of Costner. Through 1 and 2. So Costner losing positions. He got up there to the top 5. He got around Wunsch, but now has Wunsch behind him again. 92 maybe uses it up a little bit here. Di Pasquale looking for a top 5. He'll get to the back bumper of Ryan Philbrick. Good drive off here for. Costner falling back a little bit here as we approach 40 laps to go from Kentucky. Tristan Pena still your leader, holding on to the top spot by almost 0.3 of a second. He's cutting this tri-oval. No other drivers doing that here today. We're seeing a little bit of sparks coming off the bottom of this car. It might be hurting him to do that, but he has been able to maintain the lead thus far with it. Let's know something that we don't with that line. Watch here on board. You'll hear this car bottom out as he cuts that tri-oval. Pena turning some of his best laps of the night here. Last time by, that's this car on the racetrack to the number 50. He moves it up a lane. He stopped cutting the bottom of that racetrack. Now out to 4/10, maybe 5 coming out of turn 2. Wider on the exit. Great run out of turn 2. He has cleaned up his line tremendously. And he's looking like the true leader in the closing laps of this race. Little mistake there out of 3 and 4. Continues to hold on to it though. Austin Thomas to the outside or inside of Ryan Philbrick. This is for 4th spot. Quentin Stewart still in 3rd. Look to the inside here for the 35 of Austin Thomas, Ryan Philbrick. They get really close here through the entry of 3. Turn 1 Tsunami's driver going to take over the 3rd spot. He'll get clear, Quentin Stewart. They're going to look 3 wide into 1. Touch on the apron there for the 35. He's getting tight here out of 4. He's going to allow the 06 of Philbrick to look to the inside. This is still for 3rd. Here comes Di Pasquale as well. Still not able to clear here for the 06. Di Pasquale a little bit faster than both these cars in front of him. It's stuck behind him. And the 35 makes a mistake through 1 and 2. Now backing up with Costner to the inside. This is for 6th. Tries to drive it in deep. Almost some contact here between the 92 and the 42 coming out of 4. Buck Regal on the high side now. He's up to 7th. Has the preferred line down the backstretch on Costner. And Stewart trying everything he can to try to get back to the 3rd spot. He'll look 3 wide out of 3 and 4 in the middle here for the 99 car. Meanwhile, we look back up towards the lead. They have pulled out 1.6 seconds over the rest of this field. Tristan Pena is still your leader. Nicholas Caldwell has not found a way around. It is 0.2 of a second as they cross the stripe. 30 plus laps to go from Kentucky. CJ Gates will get around the 83 of Stephen Mago. Up to 13th now for CJ Gates. Costner on the bottom, Philbrick up to 4th. They haven't settled it yet. And the battle for the lead heating up. Trying to work the draft here for the 11 of Caldwell. Pena has done a fantastic job of holding off the 11 car. It's been back and forth with a couple tenths here or there. Down the backstretch, though, a great run out of turn 2 for Caldwell. They're migrating these lines a little bit higher every lap. Racing continues for the top 10, though. And Quentin Stewart has fallen back to 9th now. At the short run speed. Trying to nurse this car back to a top 5. Inside Galen Wunsch down the backstretch. The caution is out in the back of this field. It looks like Jesse Gordon, maybe Wyatt Walker. I'm not sure who caused this. But the caution comes out late in this race. This might bail out Tristan Pena. He was starting to fall off a little bit here. Definitely going to see cars come down and get 4 tires on the V-Speed Instant Replay. Where does this start? And it's Wyatt Walker in the 85, no, 86 Skull Machine of John Walker. He's drifted through this corner. I don't know exactly what happened. 19 of Wren, nowhere to go. We'll back this up one more time. There's the 83 of Mago, comes back up on the racetrack, and he's going to clip the 86. No, the 38 gets into him. That's enough to trigger a caution here. Wren, nowhere to go again, as we said. Right on board with the 19. Could have been a lot worse here for the 19. But here we go. A flood of cars down pit road. Tristan Pena going to get 4 tires. Guarantee that everybody in this top 5 is going to take 4 tires. Might see a 2-tire call from one of these drivers as a gamble, but I don't think it's going to pay off. These tires have 40 laps on them. Would expect to see. There's the gamble from Philbrick. Going Gonna get him some spots, but not enough. And Caldwell gets buried in this field a little bit with some of the two-tire calls. And it was not a two-tire call there for the 06. He took 4. Just a great stop here for Ryan Philbrick. Top 3. We're going to have under 24 laps to go from Kentucky. QSR Simulations Chase for the Cup Next Gen Series. Race number 6, the Turn 1 Tsunamis 185. More coverage continues on V-Speed right after this. Here live from Kentucky Speedway. The 11 of Caldwell, who has clawed his way up through the top 5, was in second position, now back to 5th after a little bit longer down pit road. Tristan Pena taking the green flag. He's led the most laps today, looking to seal the deal. 24 left to go. Three wide here through 3, or through 1. Contact with Caldwell and the 06 of Philbrick. They're scrambling everywhere. Sully gets loose out of 2. And contact again, the 22 of Jason Blaney looking inside. And it's a hornet's nest here in the final laps of this event. The 11 of Caldwell up high, 35 sends it into 1. A little bit too deep here for Thomas, and Ruck Regal is going to look inside for a top 5. Osner up to 5th. The 11 of Caldwell has had to defend after that mistake on pit road. 13 of Brent Allen makes a mistake. They're 4 wide, coming out of 4. Tristan Pena, 0.3 of a second ahead of this field, keeping it all behind him. In the closing laps, the car to beat could be the number 50. Can Caldwell get around these 2 in front of him? Contact with Ruck Regal and Costner inside for the 35. Remember, Quentin Stewart fell back out of this top 5. Oh, Ruck Regal's really pushing it here through 1 and 2. Looking back at the rest of this field from the back end of Tristan Pena, half a second lead as Caldwell is still trying to figure out a way around Philbrick. Into dirty air. Pena knows this. He's going to continue to drive exactly the line that he had earlier. off of turn 2. Austin Thomas inside. This is for 6th position with the 99 of Quentin Stewart on the high line. Di Pasquale going to look 3 wide coming out of 4. Nothing there. Tristan Pena losing this lead. This will go down as a race that got away. The 50 car looking to lock himself in. For these final 18, 17 laps. Has a connection issue there briefly. Comes back on the racetrack. Jason Blaney has clawed his way into the top 3 in these closing laps. First time today for Jason Blaney in 2nd spot. He's starting to shave away that lead just a little bit here. That's a good run out of turn 4, starting to get into that bubble we talk about with this next-gen car. Dirty air going to start to play a factor. Can the 22 overcome it? The 11 could not. Pena's had a decent advantage with that clean air all race long, and the caution is out. Even Mago around here in turn 3. He gets hooked here, and it looks like comes up on the 38 car out of turn 2. And this is going to go on Stephen Mago. We'll look at it from the blimp camera, but it looks like he just comes up the racetrack. Not clear. A few cars electing to come down pit road with Philbrick, the 22 of Blaney. They're going to get pretty deep in this field here. And car Jesse Gordon back on the lead lap here after having problems with equipment or whatever the case may be. Philbrick leads him in. Down and away for the 06. Looks like a 4-tire stop. Can they get up here and challenge? It's only 11 tires on this stint. They'll be at the bottom half of this field for this restart. Approaching green-white checkered territory here. The 11 of Nicholas Caldwell has just been gifted back to the 2nd position with Philbrick and the 22 coming down pit road. You know he's going to go for it here. Won't have much of a choice. Eight cautions, 5 lead changes here today. Stage 1 winner Jesse Gordon back on the lead lap. We'll get doubled back up. Going to take the green flag at lap 112. Put us right at 13 laps to go when we take this green. Pena, Caldwell, Ruck, Regal, Stewart, and Thomas, the top 5. Costner, Sully, Wunsch, Blaney and DePasquale for that top 10. Gates kind of back and forth here as we double back up. This could be the race that Kristen Pena finally puts it all together, but he's still got a tall order with the 11 on the outside for this restart. Trying to get some heat in the tires for these cars that brought it down pit road for the final run. Could be the last restart of this event. QSR simulations. Chase for the cup. Turn 1 Tsunami's restart zone. Pena out of a cannon into turn 1. And not a bad restart here for Caldwell. He's going to be on the back bumper going into 1. We'll get the run down the backstretch. Get right up to the rear bumper. A little bit older tires for the top 8 or 9 cars. Already with Philbrick working his way through this field. He'll take him 3 wide through the middle. Gets around Randy Soleil. 22 also on 4 fresh ones. On the back bumper of CJ Gates. Got a challenge for second. Christian Ruckriegel looked to the inside in 3 and 4. Can't get around. But that did hold up Nicholas Caldwell a little bit there, and Pena loves what he's seeing in his mirror. We'll stay up front here with 11 to go. 10 and a half down the backstretch. Kristen Pena winless this season. Caldwell has 2 already. Trying to add his name to the list of 3 different winners so far in 5 races. Can he be number 4? Ten to go. 9 when we cross the stripe. Caldwell has a really good run here coming out of turn 4. Not a good run out of turn 2, though. Breaking the draft for the 50. And you're trying to move down to the bottom, down the backstretch. Holding on to this lead at 0.2 of a second, going into turn 1. Meanwhile, in the background, CJ Gates side by side with the 22 of Jason Blaney. They make contact coming out of the corner. 22 falls back a little bit. And Gates doing a fantastic job defending, but the 22 moves him up out of the way. And a great save there for the 14 car, but he's going to lose 2 spots as Philbrick goes by on the inside. Older tires here for the 10. 10th place driver CJ Gates could still salvage a top 10 out of this. You see in the front there with Austin Thomas side by side with Quentin Stewart there briefly for the 4th spot. Pena pulling away a little bit here from Nicholas Caldwell, and the caution is out. DePasquale is around in 3 and 4. And maybe another opportunity here for the rest of this field as we will approach green-white checkered territory. Pasquale was in the 11th position here. Let's see a send from the inside. The 54 gets into the back of him. This might be on Alan Dobbs. So a natural green-white checkered here on this restart as we come up on 4 laps to go. We'll re-rack these drivers doubled back up at the 4 to go mark, and then it will be 3 to go. We will take the green flag with 2 laps left. Yeah, a few drivers that came down earlier working their way through this field, but they got stagnant right around that top 5. A lot of defense being played here from 7th, 6th position with Wunsch, Gates, and a few others. Blaney got into the back of Gates, moved him up the racetrack. Gates still holding on to 10th position. Dobbs gets into the back. Di Pasquale, excuse me, for the 10th spot, or 11th spot, rather. Going to see the lights go out on the pace car this time by. It should be 3 to go when we take that green flag. Caldwell with 2 wins, trying to get around. He's got another opportunity here on this restart. For those of you that don't know how the green-white checkers work, if we get a caution this late in the race, we will re-rack these drivers, extend the lap counter. We'll take the green flag with 2 laps to go. If we make it around to the white flag, that will be official. The next flag will end it. If not, we have 1 more attempt after that to re-rack and extend this race. However, we're just shy by 1 lap of hitting that naturally here for this restart. Tristan Pena has his work cut out for him to get his first win of the season. The 11 of Nicholas Caldwell will start to his outside. Ruck Regal, Thomas, Stewart, the top 5. Costner, Wunsch, Blaney, Philbrick, and Gates, the top 10. What could be the final restart of the day into the Turn 1 Tsunamis restart zone we go. Green flag is out. Here we go from Kentucky. Great restart here for the 11 car. He's going to pinch down the 50. 50 makes room going into Turn 1. And Pena hold him off. The 11 on the outside. Rebel in the back of the field. Pena's going to drive it deep into 3. Will he clear the 11? He will not. Caldwell off of the corner. Turn 4. 2 laps to go. They'll stay side by side for the lead. Tristan Pena sent it into Turn 1, got to the inside of the 11. Will he send it again here into 3? No, he will not. He has a car to the inside with Ruck Regal. White flag in the air, though. 1 more time around from Kentucky. Contact with Ruck Regal, and they crash. In the back of this, Ruck Regal's around. Pena Could send it one more time into 3. I don't think he's going to get the chance as they're 4 wide coming off of turn 2. Want to send here from Tristan Pena, but it's not going to be enough. And Nicholas Caldwell off of turn 4 for the final time. He's going to win. 3rd time this season for Nicholas Caldwell at Kentucky. He led 3 laps here today. All coming on that final restart. And the race that got away from Tristan Pena with all those restarts, Nicholas Caldwell finds a way to capitalize, and he'll burn it down here on the front stretch. Post-race interviews with your top 3. Final race results, as we'll take another quick break here on V-Speed and try to round those drivers up. You are watching QSR Simulations Chase for the Cup Next Gen Series. Turn 1 Tsunamis 185 from Kentucky.
I just got 3 things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your engine!
Back here live, QSR Simulations Chase for the Cup. We've concluded our 124 laps from this speedway in the Turn 1 Tsunamis 185. Final results coming up on your screen. 9 cautions and 6 lead changes. Nicholas Caldwell, he only led 3 laps here today. Had problems early in this race with the 54 getting into him at the very start, lap 1, turn 1. Falls his way back to the top spot. After starting in 5th, he went as far back as 24th tonight to get this victory. Tristan Pena, who led the most laps here today in the number 50, with all those restarts, the 11 finally got to his outside on a restart. Unfortunate there. Alan Dobbs, how about that? Getting up to the top 3. We'll have to go back and review some of these things here on this final restart, but we'll get a talk with these top 3 drivers in just a moment. Ryan Philbrick will get 4th position with Mitchell Costner, a top 5. Jason Blaney in 6th. Quentin Stewart, a top 10 here. CJ Gates holds on to a top 10 in 8th spot. Jesse Gordon, your stage winner. He's going to finish in 9th. And Galen Wunsch rounding out the top 10. Ethan Wisnowski will finish in 11th. Brent Allen in 12th. Stephen McGough in 13th with Johnny DePasquale in 14th. Nathan Line, 15th. Josh Wren, 16th position. Randy Solé in 17th. 18th goes to Christian Ruck-Regal with Austin Thomas in 19th. And rounding out your top 20, it's the 86 of John Walker. 6 more cars to talk about here. Reed Sanders, problems for him here today. He'll finish in 21st. Michael O'Neill, 58 laps down. These cars all off the racetrack. Austin Dowdy had stayed out there after that stage. He got caught up with the 85 of Wyatt Walker. Both those drivers out at the same time. And then it's David Killow for 25th position. Wesley Giannetti, equipment malfunction. He'll finish in 26, rounding out your field here today. So now it's time to bring up our top 3 drivers. Still waiting on Tristan Pena to get up here in the Discord, get into that waiting room. But while we have a moment, we're going to bring up our 3rd place driver. Going to be Nicholas Caldwell in the number 54. Man, it was a rough night for the 54 machine here today. You had to claw your way through traffic. You got caught up with your teammate at the very start of this race. But Alan Dobbs, you put yourself back on the podium somehow in the closing laps of this race.
Yeah, it's all that last lap crash. I mean, we had a lot of luck with cautions. I think we repaired about 8 minutes of damage, and somehow or another, the car was back to perfect when I finished it all. There wasn't any lingering damage. So yeah, cautions fell really well for us. And that last lap crash in front of us that we made it through and managed to get the run on, I think, like 4 other cars in front of us. Yeah, not a good race in any sense of the word.
Well, Alan, we had a lot of clawing and fighting throughout this field. It seemed like once you got to about the 10th position, it was really tough to get by these guys. Difficult to pass all night here at Kentucky. You started in 7th, but you ran most of your day outside of the top 10. How difficult was it to get around these cars?
It's really hard to pass here. It's really easy to defend in the middle, so it's hard to get that pass done on the bottom. If it wasn't for those wrecks in front of us, we definitely wouldn't have made it up as far as we did. Even people that had a little bit older tires, they were just fast enough that they can keep the edge on you.
Well, with that, Dobbs, we appreciate you coming up here into the broadcast booth, post-race interview with your 3rd place finisher. Anybody you want to shout out here while we have you up here?
Shout out to my lovely wife, all the guys at NCR, all the admins here, you guys for the broadcast, everybody for watching.
Alan Dobbs, 3rd place here from Kentucky. We'll move down pit road a little bit. It's going to be a sour taste here after leading the most laps, 108 led out of the 124. But Tristan Pena, it seemed like that last restart maybe just didn't get it going. I'm not sure if the 11 clocked it just right, but you guys were fighting into turn 1. I want to go back to how much you played defense on this 11 car. What happened there on that last restart?
I don't know. I guess we just didn't get going well, and the 11 got a better start.
Well, we go back to the middle and the beginning portions of this race. You seemed like the car to beat. You defended well. Very dialed in and a sharp-looking paint out there as well. It got a lot of TV time on that machine, but just short here for race number 6.
Yeah, I mean, we had a really good run. We were the fastest car all day. Had it not been for that last caution, we would have won this race.
Yeah, you were a solid 2.5 tenths there ahead of the field. But Tristan, you did well. You definitely showed that paint scheme off here tonight. You led 108 laps and still, nothing to hang your head down about. Solid top 3 finish here for the 50.
Yeah.
Anybody you want to shout out while we have you in the broadcast booth to put this car on the racetrack?
My mom and dad and V-Speed for the beautiful paint scheme this race.
Tristan Pena, 2nd place, a little unfortunate, but a dominant performance here for the number 50. Congratulations, and we look forward to seeing you next week.
Thank you.
A little bummed out there for Tristan Pena. It was a solid race for him, But when you're finishing in second, a win is just around the corner. Speaking of 3-time now for the 11 of Nicholas Caldwell, he has 3 under his belt now in this championship. I got to say, though, man, this one wasn't easy. You had the start of this race with the 54 getting into you coming out of turn 2, and that's a teammate at that. So you had to claw your way back to the top 5. It seemed like all race long you were fighting with something.
Yeah, it seemed, on the first lap, I think Dobbs just miscalculated. I got a little tight, so I lifted, and he just kind of got into the back of us. But certainly wasn't intentional. But obviously, the car to beat today was Tristan for sure. He was lights out the whole time, and we were running there for like 30 laps. And I could get like to his bumper, make a move, and then I just couldn't. He was really good at protecting the top, which was the only way to really pass. So yeah, this was his race to win. But yeah, that was a struggle. We took tires at the end of in the middle of the first stage to try to get it to where we could, make up some of that track position we lost there. And then when we did that last pit stop, I think I did the same thing at Kansas. I didn't fill the car all the way up, so we were driving it a little loose, and I think that prevailed for us 2 weeks in a row.
Well, you go back to, some of these guys taking 4 tires. It seemed like it didn't really help them. Jason Blaney being the highest, Ryan Philbrick, those guys tried to get back to you, but it seemed like older tires didn't really hurt as much here at Kentucky tonight.
Yeah, I tried that in the first stage, and I thought I was just going to kind of blow by everybody and get all our track position back, but I struggled too. I think I only got back to 5th in the first stage, so I knew them pitting was putting us in a prime position where it was either going to be us or the 50. So all in all, that was really fun. I feel awful for Tristan. He had that race won, so we'll move on. Don't know where we race next week, but I said last week we weren't going to win this race, so I think I'm going to say that again. We have no chance of winning next week.
Well, you go back to the schedule here for QSR. It's going to be Watkins Glen next week.
Oh, yeah. I have no chance of winning that. Yeah.
We're going to set up here for turning right at that road course up in New York. But Nicholas Caldwell, congratulations on adding 3 to the docket. Great start here in race number 6. And we come back to Watkins Glen. Anybody you want to shout out while we have you up here?
Yeah, just everyone at NCR. Like I said, we've been kind of dominant this year, so it's been really fun to kind of see our team work together and be able to have the speed and, like at the plate tracks. But yeah, I'm just ready to get to Watkins Glen and probably get destroyed, but hey, it'll be fun.
Great drive here. Nicholas Caldwell, congratulations on the victory. We'll look forward to seeing you 1 week's time here at QSR.
Thanks, Bradley.
And with that, we conclude our broadcast here tonight from Kentucky Speedway. If you enjoyed tonight's broadcast, make sure you hit that subscribe button. You'll never miss a single race. We'll have flag-to-flag coverage all season long, all the way to season's end. Another look at the schedule. It's on the week number 7, Watkins Glen, March 25th for 43 laps at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. You can turn on those notifications, and you'll never miss a single race we cover here on VSP. Plenty of oval racing left to be done through the week. We have Racing Revolution tomorrow night, Spark as well, Goat Locker through the week, Saturday Night Racing, Misfit, their Triple Crown, race number 2 on Saturday as well. And then it's Apex Sim Racing in the Cup Series. You can catch that all here on VSpeed. But for everybody that helped put this show on, Adam Baker in the background, Quentin Stewart, the QSR CEO, and our other producers, Eddie Smith, Morgan Cook, Logan Threlkeld, and Christian Hill. This is Bradley Cooper saying so long from Kentucky. We'll see you next week. Until then, stay tracking.